Apologies if there was a little bit of an echo there. I forgot to turn off my desktop audio. Alright. I don't know exactly what I want to work on today. Hi, White Knight. How are you? How did, weekend embroidery get together go? Words. Trying to decide what I'm going to work on today. There's some things I need to... Next weekend! Oh, okay. I thought that was like the same weekend as Monsterpalooza for some reason. This weekend. Oh, yep. Understandable. It was freaking warm. Today's like finally nice. Oh, the retreat. Oh, okay. Awesome. So I didn't hallucinate it. It was... It was indeed a thing. Hold on. Sorry. I have to... I'm gonna clean up my files while I remember. This is supposed to be my tileable texture file, but I segued into doing materials. Oh, that's nice. Now I probably would have to pass anyways. That's my D&D. And I have D&D, a friend's, my godchild's birthday, and a friend coming down from Vancouver. Every day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all consumed. Oh, one suburb of what? Yeah, that makes it much easier. Okay. It will probably be a fun weekend. It will probably also be an exhausting weekend. Alright, so I might let people choose. This guy, I named the file Jim, not because I was like, oh, his name's Jim, but I was just trying to, like, type garbage in, because I didn't know what the heck to call it, and it auto-corrected to Jim, so I was like, alright, Jim it is. But, yeah. It's 3 different versions of a dude I was working on. And I couldn't decide on style, so I just keep noodling it. Right. So there's that as an option. I could work more on the whole. There's this one, which is another horrifying monster. Which, if people are grossed out by... It's not flesh, that is cantaloupe. I took a picture of an overripe cantaloupe once. It works fantastic for reference. Or there's this guy. So we have Jim, we have the whole fleshy cantaloupe monster, the vampire. I could work on the werewolf a bit more. I haven't touched this one in a while. Trying to see if there's anything else. I have a lot of middle work in progress things. Like, this was for my monster manual. I could work on that one. That one, this one might be a little horrifying for people. There's a lot of monster manual shit. Or I can go work on the game, because I was working on environments for the game. So we're playing around, because this is like the reference. I was like, I fucking love the colors in this. But it's probably too saturated, so I'll probably have to axe this. Hole? You vote for hole? Hole it is. I was like, I have a new reference I'm probably going to pull for the environment, because I had an idea last night and I had to write it down in my notes at like 5 in the morning when it came to me, because I was like, ah shit, I don't know if I'm going to remember it in the daylight. Alright, what was I doing? I was adding detail to the whole. Which, for those that weren't here for the birthing of the whole, I use that terminology. It came from, I started drawing a Deku when I was streaming with Brandon, and then I just started really getting into his eye. And it makes no goddamn sense that I put this much detail into the Deku's eye. So I took it and put it in a different file. Yep, so now it's an illustration that's happening. I'll still probably finish the Deku. I'm just going to not worry about the eye anymore. And I don't know when I'll get around to finishing the Deku. Probably next time I have like a sticker order to do, because that's kind of the only conceivable thing I can think of using them for. Also, let me know if you want me to change the music channel. I'm using the Pretzel Rock one, so it's just like supposedly copyright safe stuff. I chose the Final Fantasy channel today. So I was like, ooh, Final Fantasy. But if it's not exciting or putting you to sleep, let me know. This piece is also largely an experiment on, well, I mean, experiment for me. I'm starting to force myself to use just like one brush on things. I kind of started it with that werewolf that I showed earlier. But I'm almost entirely just using this Conte brush. It's like Conte and a smudge brush, that's it. Which, I mean, a lot of people just use like charcoal and stuff. I usually use, I guess, just a flat square brush, so it's making me get used to another style of rendering. I guess there is, I could have brought up, there could have been one more option for stuff to work on, so if people wanted to pivot. I have my little Brihei, like, just stagnant standing there on the edge of the screen, because my V2 Brig is a little too intensive if I'm, for my computer, if I'm streaming multiple things. But I can finally just start sketching out my... Because I was going to do like the very simple animated Brihei, where pretty much just the mouth moves when I move or talk. One that is still technically animated, but very simply. Technically working a little bit too light for this area, but that's not a huge problem. I will more than likely just do an overlay layer and knock it back a little bit, but I want to get that depth in here of like the height. Slowly turn these into like strangler kind of vines. I did not do one last time because it was kind of, I just gotten back from the show, so I didn't have too many people on. But I think we have enough people today to do the end of the stream practice of having me draw something from memory, the 5-minute sketch. So, if you have ideas for what you want to see me sketch, start chucking them out. These little fairy creatures, I just very roughly put them in. They need to be detailed more. I'm going for a bit more, less cute fairies, more Pan's Labyrinth fairies. I need to watch that movie again. just love it. It's like, oh, look at the cute fairies, and they're eaten. You want me to do Jotun? It's like I actually remember a fair bit about how that one was done. Or I guess he's a Jotun. Jotuns are like a term for... I think it just literally means giant. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely positive, but I'm fairly certain that, like, Loki is one of the Jotuns or whatever. I'm probably going to, because I still need to decide where... I'm going to do a basic shadow blocking in here. So I'm going to switch to my flat brush. Okay. So this is obviously our dark spot, next to our lightest spot. It's like one of the creatures in my last, my book that just came out. I did like one like mossy forest creature in there, and everyone's like, "Is this the Jotun? That thing from the ritual?" I was like, "He's just a mossy creature." There were indeed mossy quadrupedal creatures before the ritual. I do love the creature from the ritual. I don't know why, but this song that's playing is making me think of Ponderosa Steakhouse. Which nobody below the age of like 25 will know what I'm referencing. Darkness from Legend. Oh shit. I don't know. Alright. It's been a long time since I've seen Legend. I remember Tim Curry and I remember the unicorns. What was Darkness? I remember Babyface. Scientologist dude. Yeah, that's already better. Tim Curry. Oh, okay. I did not realize that was his name. I was like, generic devil man. smush these. I'll blend a few parts, but I really don't need to. Nope, that's not blend. Alright, I've been using, this isn't the blur I was using before, this is the blur that I've been using for my material renderings, and I was like, oh, I actually really, it's not meant for a blur tool, but I've been starting to use it as one, and I really like it. I don't know if it totally fits in this piece. I'm kind of trying to figure that out. It might. It might. I mean, this is like a tree texture, so this does kind of help with that. So yeah, never mind, I'll keep it. I'm going to narrow these ones down and kind of redraw them. Maybe... Oh, okay, so... sad story about Pitch Black and those monsters. So when I was working at Netflix, I got to work with Wayne Barlow. And I absolutely loved Pitch Black before that. Like, it's not a great movie by any means. Vin Diesel's a very wooden actor, but I love the creature designs. Anyways. Well, the tubes remind you. Okay, I can see that. But anyways, so that movie, Wayne Barlow was originally hired to be a concept artist on it. And for those that aren't familiar with Wayne Barlow, I highly suggest you look up his work. He's like known for like Alien Expeditions. He's a huge like creature concept artist. Like every creature concept artist pretty much grew up admiring Wayne Barlow. So it was awesome that I got to work with him. He's a fun guy. It was a lot of fun spitballing designs with him. But he had been hired for that movie to do the concepts. And then they were like, you cost too much money, so they didn't hire him. Or like, I don't know if he did any of the concepts. I think they were gonna hire him, then they all of a sudden changed their mind. So then they hired somebody else, gave him Wayne's work, and were like, make him look like his stuff. They refused to pay him his rates. Which, Wayne's, I mean, he's a at this point, senior creature concept artist, but he's not exactly outrageous. They're not terribly well-paid people. But yeah, so unfortunately, they just had the concept artists they hired copy his style completely. So honestly, I can't even actually remember the creatures. I know, well, I can remember them, the basic silhouettes and everything of them. But I used to watch that movie all the time, and then I kind of stopped watching it after that, because I was like, ah, shit. Kind of ruined it for me. I remember more the, I think this wasn't Pitch Black, it was the one after that. The armadillo cats in the dungeon. The prison. Oh, you found his Insta? If you can you link that? Just so people can see his stuff? I will shout out Wayne. He does not stream. Yeah, it is a cult. Like, that was kind of up there with Tremors for me. Like, campy, silly, fun, but I liked it because creatures. But God, I just remember it was so silly. Like, oh, they're gonna get us because that girl's on her period. Now, Wayne Barlow is, I know I mentioned last time I was streaming that, like, this is how I do digital art now. And, like, not that long ago, I was doing absolutely god-awful stuff. Like, God, this was only a few years ago, like 3 years ago. Like, these are terrible. But, Wayne's... Oh, wrong one. Wayne's even more of a story about that, because, like, he was very staunchly traditional art only. And he hated Photoshop. And then... I'm trying to remember when he got into Procreate. I don't know if it was actually while we were working at Netflix together. But yeah, Procreate essentially opened up digital to him. And so all that digital stuff you see on his Instagram, he's only really been doing digital for like 3 years, 4 years maybe. Like, the guy is insane. Oh, that's... yeah! I remember hearing about that. Hello, X-Tones. How did your tattooing go? I'm a little curious how playing D&D with Vin Diesel is, because I hear he got kicked out of playing with, like, several of the big D&D groups. Like, Joe Manganiello's group kicked him out, I think. I know I play a Blood Hunter, or I did play a Blood Hunter before we switched to Pathfinder, but I played a Blood Hunter in one of my D&D campaigns, my one that's on Sunday. And then we switched it to Pathfinder, so I've been trying to rebuild it in Pathfinder. But that class Mercer made for Vin Diesel. You fell asleep for 2 hours? Sorry. X-Toads fell asleep during your tattoo. That's honestly, I can totally understand that. I almost fell asleep when Natalie was tattooing me. The glass cannons one? Yeah. Yeah, but I loved it so much. That was such a... I could do so much damage. I'm trying to remember, because yeah, they changed it when they made it official. There was some stuff that changed that was like, ah, shit. That's been ruined. I can't have as much fun. I think at that point I started multi-classing into Cleric. Your artist was sick, so he asked you not to talk much. Oh. That sucks for your artist, though. Hopefully, you know, didn't affect the work. I think Natalie and I just ended up gossiping about animation and film industry people a lot. Always a fun time. Oh, that's so awesome. For those that are wondering what the heck we're talking about, X-Tones showed me a picture of this very epic sleeve they're getting. And they're... You just finished stage 2 of 3, right? It's like, we seem to be a very tattoo-oriented group, because White Knight also just got their awesome Alien Queen tattoo. I just got my Mothman. One in a month. Okay, so you're gonna give you enough time to heal up a bit and then back to it. That's awesome. I wish I lived close enough to Natalie to like do a more involved tattoo where we actually planned out the whole sleeve so I could go back for multiple sessions, but it's always like, I'm in town for a show. Do you have a free spot? So, my sleeve is a little haphazard, but not terribly so. Like, it is all cryptids. We're sticking on theme. It is the same artist. I'm trying to find a local artist. Well, I think I've got a couple artists in mind, actually. Because I really want to get a... oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Why can't I think of the word right now? The evolutionary tree. I want to, like, literally make it a tree. But I have to tweak it a bit because, like, I want to show a bunch of my favorite animals on it. And my favorite animal is a spotted hyena, but I also really need, like, dogs or wolves in there. I'll probably put Nikita in there just because my dogs. And for those that don't know, hyenas are in the feline tree, not the canid tree. Electric kitten. Or Felidae. Electric kitten and Ballard. Do they do black and white? I think I've been looking at Serafina Lee, the local one that I've been eyeballing. Yes, hyenas are technically on the same tree as cats. Well, I mean, they're technically on the cat tree. Miss it doing a tattoo for a German girl and he has to fly out every 2 weeks. Oh god, that's expensive. So he flies to her to do the tattoo? They got money. The runt of the cat tree. How dare you? I love spotted hyenas so much. The one at the... They have one at the... zoo in Mexico City, and I felt so sad for it because it was all by itself, and I was like, you can't put a hyena by itself. But yeah, like, there's things I want to get. Like, I'll probably do something like a pine marten. I'm gonna get a mustelid of some type. Oh, thank you. Part of me is like, oh, I could get ocean life in there, but I'm like, not really. Well, actually, it's not too hard to go because sea lions and seals and everything are in the Canidae tree, so they're more closely related to dogs. So I could put them in there. Yeah, I'm hoping that they had just one tucked away, but I've been to the Mexico City Zoo a couple times now, and I've only ever seen one hyena. So it bums me out. But I think the Mexico City Zoo kind of operates on, like, seized pets. Because, like, they have albino Burmese pythons. They have multiple wolf dogs. So I think they just kind of end up getting seized exotic pets. Also, hi Helene. I'm guessing you didn't want to co-stream work today since you didn't hit me up, but if you want to hop on and chat with me, that's always welcome. Like, I don't know how much money the Mexico City Zoo actually gets because it's, like, open to the public. You can pay to go into the exhibits, like, certain special exhibits, but, like, the butterfly garden is, like, an extra, like, 5 pesos. It's, like, nothing. But but they do have giant pandas. Sorry. Alright, you let me know. Especially since you won't play. Hold on, I'll convince you. I'm trying to... Chat, you need to help me convince Hylian to co-stream Blueprints, because he wants to play Blueprints, which is totally understandable. Very much his style game. But I was like, we should co-stream playing Blueprints, so that way we'll both just be sitting there frustrated by ourselves, but then occasionally we'll be like, Lifeline chat, ask the co-streamer. Which, yeah, I very randomly did that, like, Monday night I started streaming it, because we did not do our usual, shenanigans stream, and I needed to zone out on games for a little bit, so I'm like, I'm gonna start Blueprints. Okay, I don't want these to be too humanoid, but I do kind of, I don't know, is this weird, but I kind of still want boobies on here, because I want them to be like, you know, fairies are usually hypersexualized. So I want it to be still sexualized, but in like a creepy manner. Yeah, well, I mean, you know the games like We Were Here, where it's two people doing an escape room together? I was thinking it was kind of like that. Oh, yeah. Forgot that you did it. Hi, Dylan! Scared and horny. Yes, exactly. South of Midnight. I love South of Midnight. There were a few things, like, just from, like, someone that's worked in games for forever that I would have done differently. But it's, like, a very, very pretty game. I love the amount of effort that they put into the environment. And, like, just having the very lived-in feel with the assets that they had. I love the stop-motion effects that they kind of did. And, of course, I love the folklore. I'm a little sad that the Rougarou wasn't quite the same as the concept art that I saw, because the concept art was what sold me on the game. But I know why that would have been very difficult to do. Yeah, the music was... There was a couple songs where I'm like... They kept kind of going, and... Well, it was a little hard from, like, the streaming perspective, because I'm, like, trying to talk about a thing, and the song, like, kept repeating, and I felt weird talking over it. But yeah, the music was awesome. I loved that that they told a lot of the story through song. Like, that's very rarely done in games, and it was very well done. But yeah, no, I'm definitely keeping an eye on what Compulsion's doing now. X-Tones. Yeah, X-Tones caught the end of my Blueprint stream. Well, the end. I was like, I'm gonna play for like a half an hour. I played for like another hour and a half. So, see, there you go, Hylian. X-Tones is saying having another person there to banter with would be good. fiber. They did really well with the fiber-related tools. Pretty damn accurate, which is not normal. Oh yeah, okay. For those that aren't familiar, the tools in South of Midnight, you're a weaver, so you have like very like historical weaving tools. And yeah, they were actually really pretty. I was very impressed with all of that. I was like, they had accuracy. They actually researched the shit out of things. I was so impressed. I mean, like, it was really depressing going through the like old plantation ruins, obviously, but like going through it, I was like, oh shit, I actually know what this is, because I watched like a documentary on Brazilian sugar farming, and I was like, this is actually an old school like sugar grinder or a sugar juicer. Any theories about it? Do I have any theories about Catfish and Rue? Oh, the drop spindle was fantastic. Well, Catfish is, just from knowing, Rue is another type of Rougarou. So he's like a werewolf type in folklore. Catfish is just from like my mythology studies, so Catfish is like, there are stories of Catfish being folk tellers, like a lot of cultures. There's, you know, like ravens are the folk tellers, or they usually go with like particularly noisy animals, and since Catfish will croak, it's like, I don't know if there's like an intricate backstory to him, but yeah, I think he's like the equivalent of kind of a little bit of a Loki character, but more harmless. I don't know how I want these faces to be. Oh, you think Rue and Catfish were the same thing? Oh. Yeah, that could actually, I could see that. I didn't even think about that, yeah. That'd be a very clever trickster god thing, yeah. Oh shit, you're right. The two colored eyes. Well, because I almost thought that Catfish had some story of getting burned. But Rue did... I figured it was from the grandma. And Rue did want revenge on the grandma. Dalen in the chat here with the lore. Never in the same chapter. Yeah. Man, now I am tempted to play it again just because I was so close to being fully upgraded at the end. I just missed. I think I was only like 50 short. What am I doing with this thing's face? We can't have a normal face on this, I don't think. No. We're gonna blend its face out. Alright, so we're currently pressuring Hylian into joining me to co-stream Blueprints, where we'll both just be playing it and streaming, and then just being all like, ah, at each other. I think that's the intention. teeth is an idea, but teeth has honestly been kind of overdone. Like there was the one with there was like shit. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a pretty good horror movie. It had the like ex-wife of Scientologist dude, but that was like they were eating teeth. It was like evil tooth fairies. And then there was the new magic card sets had a tooth fairy, or one of the new magic cards that was all teeth. Or no, was it? Never mind. I drew one that was all teeth before, but I never really released it for anything or used it for anything because I was like, I'm pretty sure there's something that Del Toro did that was also all teeth. Cruise. Alright, next one's also thanks, Catfish. Because, yeah. Well, because you asking me, like, what happened to your face? And he's like, don't mind about that. Katie Holmes? No, I have an idea. It's gonna be a little... I gotta test out something. Mandibles was one of the ideas because I did give it the bee stinger. But we're gonna test something. Like, the bug eyes was an idea I was thinking of too, but they're so small that I don't know if they'd read terribly well, so we're trying... We're gonna kind of mirror the whole... Ridiculously small details shouldn't be my thing, though. You're supposed to be stopping me from ridiculously small details, White Knight. Not encouraging the ridiculously small details. Though I do keep zooming in. I mostly want to figure out the anatomy, because then I can work on the other ones and have a template. You already don't like it in a good way. And White Knight is admitting to being an enabler. They're wonderful enablers. Now the question is, do they get any mouth? And I might just leave them, because I've got this, like, glowing hole. I might make their eyes glow, too. I'm not sure. We shall see. I'll save that to, like, the end, because that's easy to add. I gave it a mouth, but I don't think it actually needs one. Do a little bit of an ear. Okay. It's like, honestly, I was thinking about skipping today's stream largely because today's the first day where it hasn't been ridiculously hot, so I could have actually airbrushed some new dudes because I was going to do a shop update, but I sold almost all my painted guys at Monster Palooza. It was really weird what sold this year. Like before, I never really sold the painted guys. And now it was almost all that I could sell. People didn't want 2D art. I had high hopes for my goopy horses. No one wanted my goopy horses. No, actually, surprisingly, this year, I don't know if somebody actually... I think there was somebody that was actually selling them. I did have one person, but that's fine. Well, it was both the carousel horses. I sold one big print of the carousel horses. And that was it. And then there was the, I was like, I don't think I have one. Where... France. These guys. Nobody wanted these guys. Or this one. I was really surprised. Like I said, for some reason, 2D art didn't really move. So I'm trying to think of if I sold... I think I sold a Gengar. Possum Jesus was my champion. I sold every single Possum Jesus I brought with me. All my stickers. All of my prints. Which, I mean, I'm happy about, but it was also slightly depressing. It's like, I do cool monsters, and I can sell Possum Jesus. But man, people did not, like, it was weird. I was talking to David Meng, who had a table there as well, and he's one of the people I worked with at Netflix, and like people will come by his table, and David's very, I guess, quiet about what he's done. Like, he doesn't have anything behind him that's like, I've worked on this. But he has, like, fantastic work. But people were, like, looking at his things, and then, like, oh, and then they, like, moved along, and I was like, you should ask him what he's worked on. And then, so they did, and they're like, what did you work on? He's like, Pacific Rim? And then suddenly they had way more interest, but it's like, of course, still didn't buy anything. They only really were looking for, like, noticeable fan art. Things they could identify as what fandom it was from. What am I doing? People turn to Possum Jesus in tough times? When Times are tough. Rely on his loyal or royal hissness. Why wings? Why do wings? Actually, no. I don't know how that wing's supposed to turn. I will probably ignore it for now, but we're going to do this instead of the eye. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that one. He goes flight. Why not hover? Why not jet propulsion? I don't know. It's like I could probably go try to image search like a lace wing or something and figure this out, but then I'll just make myself aggravated with how many AI results will show up, and then I'll want to rage quit for the day. You want me to skin flap them? That would cover the tits, and we don't want that. I was doing this. Oh. Beautiful X tones. Never change. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen this one before. Thank you for that, Dillian. I think I still want to keep the delicate little lacy wings. I just am being aggravated by what's happening with whatever this is. Oh. Why? Sorry. When confused, just slowly knock back the details so you can't tell what it is anyways. Wiggles and Happy Librarian. Man, I know, what was it? There was like that one search that was more like science focused, and they recently were like, and we're partnering with Google AI, and everyone's pissed. Look at those delicate wings, but they're all folded! Why do I gotta have a... Thank you. Sorry. Lacewing bite? Ooh. Man, the lacewing larva is... The larva form of so many bugs is freaking horrific, and I love it. It's like ladybugs, all cute, and then you see like the ladybug larvae, and they're just like little leaf tigers. I love ladybug larvae. They're currently eating all the aphids on my current bush. Okay. I feel like there needs to be something else up here. So I am going to stop detailing this printer. Once I figure this last step out, I need to stop touching this thing, because I should be working on the rest of it. I just need to... These are such a small... I need to stop working on the tiny detail part. I just need to figure out what they look like for the most part. Yeah, that's what I reference sometimes is... It's a fun game of frustration. I could go and see if I could find any current sawflies on my bush, and then promptly, well, take photos of them and then crush them. Because their larvae destroy my damn bush. They're very cool looking. Sawfly larvae. Or, not the larvae, the sawflies. Like, they're really pretty little flies. But their caterpillars are voracious little bastards. I just know one time the first time I saw one, I was like, oh, what is this? You're cool looking. And then I just kind of looked at it and let it go. And then I was trying to look up what the frick the caterpillars were that were going to town on my bush. And then I was like, oh, current sawfly. And then I'm like, what does an adult look like? And then I saw it and I was like, God damn it. So many innocent-looking things full of lies. Ooh. Giant insect found outside. Bug woman. I love the title of these articles. I think this is why it's so damn hard to find references, because most people just pin them and then you get the pictures, and it's like, I need to see you when you're like in mid-flight and how your bending works and all that at angles. Okay, getting a little closer over here. Ooh, that's a good reference. I'll save that later. Okay, sorry. You guys are sending me a bunch of links. Oh, that is a good one. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Thank you so much for the help, guys. Oh, there's another one. Look at them doing a little backflip. The backflip one's actually probably the most helpful. You actually using a search engine to search for things versus me, I'm like, I'm just gonna struggle through this until something makes sense. How dare you logic me? It's like, these aren't totally lace wings, but they're close enough. Let's see, figure out where this is going. Grant knowledge to the frustrated. Please tell me that's like the subtitle on like whatever name tag, if you have to have a name tag at work. Or at least that should be your social media, like, tagline on your bio. It's like, I'm sure you gotta have a labeler machine somewhere in that library. Maybe in your closet of old stuff. Ah, that makes sense. I just think that's a really good name. Or a title for a librarian. It's very fitting. What was I using for? I'm sorry, but that you just wrote yourself into an RPG right there. It's like, maybe I'll have to make a character for you in my monster manual whenever I eventually get that damn thing done. Or, not there's the monster manual, but there's also that campaign setting I've been slowly working on, but the monster manual's coming first. The publisher is supposed to be looking into doing hardcover for me and get me back quotes, but since they haven't been able to even restock my paperback without fucking that up. You're excited about RPG character? Alright, so I drew this wing in a separate layer so I could make sure I was getting this right. Well, I'm glad. I would definitely... This is who knows when I'll be able to get to this. But I will message you when I get to it. So I make sure it's all approved. It's like I should put all of you in there in some way, shape, or form, so we can have White Knight the Enabler. Now, what would X-Tone's career be? I feel like the Enabler would just end up unintentionally becoming a fence. Alright, we're going to... Oh, wrong one. Us enablers like doing it, like being a fence? Vegeta's wares. Ah. Alright. Okay, this looks so much better now already. Yay! Man, thank you all for the help finding reference. This is already so much better. Oh, I see. I'm about to say, it's nighttime for you. Please don't, get distracted from cooking. I don't want any, burns associated with me. I don't want to have caused a kitchen fire unintentionally. Alright, that is better. This is still... I make you smaller. I keep changing this. Dang it. Oven usages for the night. I mean, we pretty much have that rule here, but that's right now because it's just too damn hot to run the oven anytime else. We had some kind of neighborhood block party last weekend, and I made food for it, but then it was like 85, 90 degrees outside. Or no, it was 95 or something. It was ridiculous for here. So I just went out there and dropped off the food I made and then like bounced. I felt a little bad, but I don't exactly have the greatest relationship with our neighbors because one of them keeps complaining about us to the city. I don't know if they were there though. I don't think they were, but it was also a bunch of just like mostly significantly older people, and I really didn't want to sit there and be peppered with questions. Like, one guy was already just immediately peppering me with questions. It's like, I don't have enough spoons for this. Yeah, I did. The neighbors that were running it, which is the only real reason I went, because I was like, I like those neighbors at least. They were like, thanks so much for the banana bread, it was really good. I made chocolate peanut butter banana bread. Alright, I'm getting way too into shading. Yeah, man. Wait, emojis? Are the emojis gone? X-Tones, I don't blame you. Like, I luckily haven't worked, like, done kitchen work. Like, I like cooking and everything. Ernesto's worked professionally as a kitchen, in a kitchen, and it's like, you have to be so used to heat, and then when you combine doing outside stuff, it's just like, it gets to be nightmarish really quickly. Oh, it's just you. Okay, I was about to say, White Knight's got Dancing Possum Jesus right now, so... Now you freak me out. We can still pivot, by the way, to doing... We can do emojis, or we can turn, I still need to make this guy, like, redo him as, like, a... partially animated doing the side. I'll probably completely redraw him. But that is still a pivotable thing if people want to change to that. White Knight voted for the whole. So we did the whole. we are holing. I was like, did I actually write it down? I was like, yeah, there's a hole in a log in the ground in the bottom of the tree. It's like an old nursery rhyme, or what is that from? Alright, do a little bit of drop shadow at least underneath her so she doesn't look like she's floating. Yeah, I know this is bottom of the sea, but I'm like, this is a tree. This is woods, so... Yeah, well, I don't know what that's from. It's just, what, like a childhood song, right? It's like, I think this one's pretty much largely referencing more of, like, Pan's Labyrinth. Because I think that was also... Was there a hole? Or is it... Because she went down and there was, like, that... Where the fawn was, and there was that court, but was there, like, a well in there, too? I need to rewatch Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, I have no idea what that nursery song is from. It's just random song that existed. Yeah, so I try to see. But I don't know if there was a hole in there. Like, in that divot. Because this is like... Okay, so... Just to point out what I'm looking at. She's got this rock, so this is... I guess my kind of thing is like, if this had a portal to this big rock, instead of the big rock being there, had like a... just a hole that light was streaming out of kind of thing. Yeah, I really gotta rewatch Pan's Labyrinth. It's like every time I'm like, ooh, I really want to watch Pan's Labyrinth, then I remember the bottle scene and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, it's like their fairies in there were a little creepy, but we're gonna make this much more creepy. Sorry, now I'm just looking at images like, damn, it's a pretty movie. It's giving me... It's making me sad. Sad about my own Del Toro thingy. Okay. Anyways. Back to the hole. There was like one thing I designed for that project that I don't know if it was actually going to be used for that project, but I wasn't allowed to share it even in my locked portfolio afterwards. So I have a feeling it'll crop up later. So I hope if it does come up later that I at least get brought back on the project or whatever it's going out on, and it's not just like used for something else and then I'll just find out when it comes out. But it was like my take on an oracle, and I really liked it. It was like one of my favorite things I did, so I'm sad I can't ever show it. Did I not save Thylacine in here? There it is. The crows are out in the yard begging me, but I gave them food 2 days ago. Because they were actually clearing it out, and then they didn't touch it for whatever reason, and then a giant rat cleared it out last night, so I'm peeved at them. Yeah, I mean, it's not even the Disney vault, it's the Netflix vault. But... Same vault, different asshole. I have not seen the squirrels in, like... at least a month, and I'm a little curious as to what's happened to them. Like, I know we still got coyotes in the area, but there's plenty of very stupid rabbits for the coyotes to be eating. So I doubt they'd be going after, squirrels too often. I wish the crows would, because they definitely, like, the squirrels are my nemesis, because they raid my garden constantly. They're not as bad as the rats, though. Like, squirrels are native. I'm fine with them. I'll handle their, you know, they are a nuisance that I expect. The rats are none of those things, and they're little evil shits. Oh, yeah. So we actually have a plum tree is like one of the few trees that was planted at this place when we moved in that is still here. There was like, when we moved in, there was a couple little tiny pine trees, a willow that was rotting, and a cherry tree that was old and rotting. And we had to cut down the willow and the cherry. And then we planted, but the plum stayed. And we planted 2 more cherry trees, an apple tree, and a quince, and a persimmon, and a bunch of fruit trees. But yeah, the rats don't really touch the plum tree. They go after my cherries, my apples, my strawberries. They don't like the quince, weirdly enough. They leave the quince largely alone. They've been going after my figs. Like, I like rats just fine as like a pet. They're very cute, and they are smart little things, but the wild ones, the giant invasive Norwegian rats that are here, nemesis. Oh, plums are the squirrels. Yeah, the squirrels don't touch our plums either. They go for our cherries. And they're terrible. They won't even eat the cherries while they're like fruit. They eat the blossoms, so they don't even get a chance to become fruit. Sad epic music in here. Alright. So I did draw the one detailed, so now I can kinda detail out you. Oh, I keep forgetting Father's Day is coming up. I'm not looking forward to that. Apologies to people that have normal relationships with their folks. Mine will probably consist of my dad ranting about immigrants or some horrific thing like that. Sorry, that was a random train of thought. I just had like a pop-up notification. It's like, remember this? And it's like, I don't wanna. can't use the I remember there used to be, I think it's Etsy actually, surprisingly. Like, Etsy's been on my shit list for a while, but their emails that they send out for like holidays, they're like, would you rather not get Mother's Day notifications? Would you rather not get Father's Day? And you can opt out. And I was like, I like that. Yeah, that's what I was like. That is very surprising for a place that used to be fun and went full corporate. Yeah, like I almost always do the same exact thing. I think I leave it on for Etsy just because there are like shops of, because there's definitely artists that are only on Etsy. So I at least want to see what they're up to. And of course, art supply places. Which, yeah, I forgot. I don't know if anyone likes doing stuff with ink, but I recently started getting ink from a local place that I heard about from an artist friend, because they do like workshops through there. But Push Pull Seattle in Seattle has I think they hand make a lot of their inks, but then they also just carry some nice ink brands. And I really like all the stuff I've gotten from them so far. Alright, I might pivot a little bit. I just did this line here a little too dark, and I actually really like that. Gives it a little bit more. I like this little keyhole in here. Etherealness, it's a little more ethereal. Okay, I just mostly wanted to get this lady in here. I'm making my way down the line. The line of ladies. Totally normal ladies. Nothing is wrong with these ladies. Their milkshake still brings all the boys to the yard. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know what I did. Maybe we have at least a little bit of contrast here. To get a little bit in there. I don't know why, but I always kind of like that trope in horror movies where there's like guy who's obviously horny about someone, like hot woman that he sees, and then he like goes up to him, and then it turns out there's something horrifying. I think like the most obvious one would be the bathroom scene in The Shining. Okay, I guess I'm trying to think of how much roots I want in there. I did start drawing teeth in down here to make it kind of look, you know, like there's a corpse underneath, but I don't know if I want it. Like, I don't want to go. I can't talk. Like, it's a little bit mummy, but I don't want it to scream mummy. Like, I want it to be some kind of fey creature, but still skeletal. Does that make sense? I'll stick to do another, like I start doing all the knots in here. I gotta get this kind of... I do have to pull the detail back, obviously, the further I go down this way. But... like, this is not final detail level here, but this level of detail is kind of what I need all over. So I need to put that in here, and then I'll tighten up the detail back over here. Planning this out. And then, yeah, some of this is going to be too light, and then I'll have to go darken it up again, but at least we know what we're doing there. I may need to switch to my different blender for the tooth. No, this is not. I originally wanted to finish this for Monsterpalooza, but I did not get to it, and honestly, I'm probably happy that because I had to choose between finishing this up or working on the like hand-painted resins that I did, and I did the resins, and I'm glad I did, because the resins were kind of the only thing that sold at the show besides books. But no, this guy started because I drew this Deku on stream with Brandon, and I was thinking about making this guy into a sticker, but while I was drawing him, I just started zoning in on the eye, and I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. It makes no sense, but so I took the eye to move somewhere else. I'll probably still finish the Deku at some point. Whenever I order stickers next. Hole. I didn't sell... Oh, the little... Okay, so I think I mentioned this previously. My effed up horses book, which I go back to the Google Drive. It had like these guys in it, and then it's like, do I actually have that in here? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. So it was this little book that I did. Anyways, I kept having problems because the publisher kept telling me I was a page short, and I was like, how am I a page short? And they're like, we need to have it divisible by 4. And I was like, what? Okay. So I kept giving them pages, and they kept being like, oh no, you're a page short. So I had them ship the books because it was like down to the wire. They messed up the Dark Mythos restock. I wasn't gonna have that, but I'm like, I at least need this little book done. They shipped it to my hotel, so it showed up the morning the show started. And I opened the box up, and I'm like, this is why I was always a page short. They mixed up the size, and it was half the height, or not, it was like 3/4 the size it was supposed to be, or half the size. So essentially, I had done this book to be a regular piece of paper folded in half. They made it a regular piece of paper folded in quarters. So I told them they messed it up. I don't know if I'm getting a reprint. But yeah, I now have a bunch of really little ones. So yeah. But yes, I did actually sell a decent amount of them. So that was good. It was weird. I think I almost sold more. I only brought one of my ink books, and I sold out of them. I sold out of all the like first creature book that I brought. Oh no, I sold out of all the books except for that one because I had like 30 of them. So yeah, I didn't actually have all that many of the books on me because usually last year they barely moved at all, and they weigh a ton. And since I have to fly into there, I can't. I have to budget space. But yeah, this year was all the little painted frogs. Those went really well. I only got one left of them. And I sold all but one of my painted deer. So yeah, that's why I asked. Like, if tomorrow was still nice weather, I might try airbrushing some more guys so I can do a shop update with the new prints. Because it's like I have... Because yeah, this one that I finished on stream, this one I had prints of at the show. The only thing that I'm iffy about is I usually only sell 2 sizes of prints on my website. 8x10s and 11x14s. And they're like luster photo prints. I have these special ones that I do for shows that are 11x17 and like fancy ass paper. And this print looks so much better on the big 11x17 fancy paper that I kind of want to put that in my website store, but that's also my show special print size that I started this year. And I guess I'm kind of torn because I was like, that made sense when I had a bunch of shows, but since I've been waitlisted for Emerald City, I've only got Geekcraft and Monsterpalooza. So yeah, I don't know if I should just kind of not have them be a special, and they're like still going to be a special, but they're like on my site now. I maybe could hold them. Then essentially I wouldn't be able to release them till next March, though. And moths. I feel your pain. We have pantry moths all over in the house. I keep having to put out those little, like, pheromone traps for them. I just took a drink of my tea and there was a fruit fly in it. This is why we can't have anything nice. Yeah, so like maybe I can have. So the option that there might be is because they're not like a limited run; they're just very fancy prints. So I mean, they will be limited in number just by the sheer number that I will do. Well, it's not going to be much. I could do like a super limited print online version where I like add hand embellishments and I do like 5. But I would obviously have to charge more. I don't know if that would work. Yeah, I've done that for the little 9x12s before. It's like these ones, because I keep doing these huge files, because there's the ones that I do of that. I haven't done this one just because I'm like, I don't think people would want an... I don't know, I don't know if people would want to print of this. Because this is for my Titan World campaign, my, like, tabletop campaign setting. But, like, this is one of my other long ones, and then I've got... I think I did this guy's one, but honestly, I kind of want to tweak this still yet. I might go over this digitally. What was the other one? This guy's one of them. And then, where's the last one? The white dragon. Which one's, where's my... Yeah, this guy's one of them. So they're like, they're kind of more of my big, giant dragon prints. The cloud dragon with the goldfish jelly? I could. Oh yeah, I did the forest fish also. So yeah, I did do these guys. So it's like my big horizontal ones. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I didn't do Cloud Rider. I think it's mostly because Cloud Rider's like an older one at this point. Which, for people that don't know what I'm talking about, let me see if I can find it in my... Where are you, Prince? Cloud Rider... Cloud Rider, when the hell did I paint Cloud Rider? It has been a while. I painted this... I want to say like 2018? So it's pretty old painting for me at this point, but I still like it. It's got some things that, you know, I would tweak now, but this is one of the times where I'm like, things actually clicked pretty well. I'm glad you still like it. I mean, there's a few older pieces that, like, I can't retire. Like, this guy's old as shit at this point, but he's my profile pick. And I still love him. This is one of the few paintings that I've done of... that I've hung in my house. Trying to find the Dice Dragon's another one that can never be retired. But yeah, this is like I have to be careful when I do like my cutesy watercolor stuff, because if I have too much of it, I have the weird blend, if you can as you can tell. I have, you know, creepy things. I have it's a balance. If I do too many watercolor things, people kind of come looking for cute stuff, and then they get mad at me. the I call it Hydra as like the shorthand, because it's just a Hydra, but it's like Gateway to Oblivion was the actual title of that piece. Yeah, that's another one that is still not has aged well, I guess is the terminology for it. I'm not embarrassed by it. A lot of my stuff I'm like embarrassed by sometimes cripes within like just a couple months. There's a cuteness to creepy thing though. Cute aggression, but in reverse. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of usually my balance, because it's like my resins that I sell, like I have those adorable deer, but oh god, I keep having to go back to. It's like I have these guys. Do I have any of the painted ones in here? Like, this guy is all cute. This is an unpainted one. And then on the inside... Oh, those are my deer. This is my other Natalie tattoo. But there's a little parasite inside. So when you finish this one up, I don't have them in this folder, but when you paint this clear part, or the semi-transparent part head, you can make this parasite like be very visible or not at all, depending on how you finish it. But yes, I very much like to blend cute and creepy together. Okay. I guess the one of the worries, I just don't want to pigeonhole myself. Does that make sense? If I do watercolors, people kind of tend to pigeonhole you a little bit more. But I still love working in watercolors, obviously. Birds are all happy, all chirping outside. So I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, because everything's chaos right now for everybody, but it doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. I was like, man, the things that keep me sane these days, and it's my dogs and my garden. Yeah, shipping is god awful. That's kind of whenever I go to Mexico, we end up like hunting for art. And sometimes it's a little bit hard because the stuff you find in shops is usually geared towards tourists, so it's a little bit more bland hotel art. So I look for like the little art shows where people just have their little stands. But yeah, we bring a whole empty suitcase just to bring back art. And also, if you visit the US, don't do it now. But let me know when you do. But don't do it now. Yes, my sanity helpers. So it's just kind of like yesterday. I was sitting under my archway of my grapevines that I planted a few years ago that are going crazy, and the birds are like fluttering around in the branches around me. I'm like, this is fucking pleasant. Yeah, yeah, no. It's our fun world that we live in now. Someday. It'll be curious to see who's still working in art once the ashes are done smoldering. I mean, curious is. I'm using the term curious. It'll be depressing. I hope. I hope everybody's still around, but it's starting to. I'm hearing of too many people leaving. Too many friends leaving the industry. I mean, heck, it's been something I've been thinking about for the last 6 months in earnest. I was talking to, I had one art friend that, well, now their main job is growing algae, and I was like, I was actually going to try interviewing there, but Ernesto convinced me otherwise. He's like, let's try giving indie games a shot. I mean, we've done indie games before, but we're like, let's try again with like a little bit more planning. Now that we have, because we did indie games back when we were like fledgling, kind of. I was just starting out. He was just starting. Well, he was, like 3 or 4 years in. But now we're like, now we're bringing a decade of experience into doing indie games again. Alright, I kind of have multiple noses shapes going on in here, and I kind of like it, but is it visually confusing? What say you, chat? Thank you, Hylian. That's why I gotta keep harassing you to make indie games, and you gotta keep harassing me. least this one, I have a little bit more hope for the game we're working on. It's like, it's not any magical, like, award-winning thing, I don't think. But it's already fun. And I've seen games that have put significantly less effort do fairly well financially. Like, even when they have bad reviews, they're still making money. So I'm just like, if we can make a better game that's more fun and make, like, the exact same amount of money that that badly reviewed game made, that can fund an actual cool game next. Humans have different nose shapes, why not creepy fairies? Exactly. Thank you, White Knight. Yeah, there's... Sometimes it honestly depends on the type of game. There are a lot of games that start out and they just make no money. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, Observation Duty. Observation Duty is a fun game. Like, I love playing Observation Duty, even though they did use some AI, I don't know if they still do, for, like, basic, like, paintings hanging up in a house. But they were specifically trying to do, like, the old creepy shit, not, like, the overpolished crap you see now. But anyways, like, Observation Duty is a fun game. It was a very popular game, especially, like, during the pandemic. They didn't make much money. I think they made, like, 200,000 on the first game. So it's like, it was really weird how, yeah, they didn't make much of anything. And then, like, the game we're making now is more of like a Vampire Survivors game. And for some reason, Vampire Survivor games, even if they're terrible, are making decent money. Which, I mean, isn't exactly why we're making it. We're not like, ooh, just the money. But, it was more like, I actually like playing Vampire Survivor style games. I don't like playing Vampire Survivors. It's too visual chaos. So I wanted to make one that was more approachable to me. But yeah, that's kind of the reason why we were working on this one first, is because this one has the potential to fund the more artsy things. And I'm hoping that will work that way, because I mean, we have several little games that we're thinking about doing. I think I have like 5 on my docket that I want to do. But my next one, oh, I think my next one could actually do really well. I don't know if it will sell well, but it'll be a very cool concept. Maybe it's a fairly new genre, as long as you get the core game loop down of a Survivors, like, people will enjoy it, even if the execution isn't the best. Yeah, I can see that. Like, I'm trying to think of what's a newer, like, in the same vein of how long it's been around. There's, Lethal Company. There's been so many Lethal Company clones, and that one is... Like, Repo has definitely been doing well. Repo, though, put in the effort. I don't think, like, Sketchies, even though Sketchies, honestly, I thought was a bit better laid out than Lethal, I don't think it made very much money. So it's kind of weird. I think it's almost like the quick-to-play stuff. But yeah, no, the game, we already have all the core mechanics down, and now we're working on like, you know, the fun effects and everything, and it's already more fun to play than a lot of the survivors like games out there. More complicated. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least more complicated than like a very basic survivors game. Because I mean, it does actually take a surprising amount of fine tuning to get like enemy mechanics to work well. And though I've definitely seen a lot of survivors like that have just not bothered to do any kind of fine tuning. Alright, he's getting double sets of teeth now. He's got double noses, he's getting double teeth. It's like, honestly, the hardest part I'm having with the game right now is trying to settle on the environment. Because I showed it at the beginning, that, like, I had a style I was thinking, and then I was trying to think of colors, and I started experimenting with one thing. It's too saturated, so now I have another idea that I got, like, late last night, so I'll probably be working on that tonight. I do like how these... The only thing is... Alright, so I'm finishing this thing up. I'm trying to think of how I could use this besides, like, prints. I think I could honestly use this in my monster manual, because I have, like, a whole Fey realm. And I have forest gods, so it's like... This could probably be used in that. I'll find a home for them. But do you think it needs to be colored? A lot of fine touch stuff now. And a lot of walking stuff back. Oh yeah, no, that's a good idea. Just a smidgen of color in the eye. Or like, kind of... Not like super saturated colors. I'm thinking like, you know how, what is it, white's like every single color and black is the absence of color? Where like it looks like a white light, but then you look closer and there's just little smidgens of color in there. Yeah, good idea. I'll just kind of... This song is definitely based off of one from a soundtrack that I cannot remember right now. Pretty well done for free song, though. Oh, I was thinking the fey creatures more were like had escaped from the hole. But we could have that. You focused on the hole so much didn't clock it was an eye hole? Nice. That is kind of the hope. That is what I wanted. Hole. I need like it's like the Austin Powers, the mole scene or whatever. That hole. Oh. Rescuers. Cripes, I haven't seen that in forever either. So it will take some tweaking, but yeah, there's gonna be like little hints of color in there. Alright, so I'll put a little bit more detail in this face down here before this is the last fake creature that needs to get buffed out a little bit. But yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell. That is the hope, that you won't be able to tell it's a face until you're like look at it a little bit more and you're like, oh shit, there's like a skull in that. Part of me is wondering if I should. I'm going to put this on a separate layer because this is going to be a test. Just because the way I have it right now, the gums are right on the edge, and it might be cutting it off too much to read quite as what I'm hoping. So I'm testing to see if I should pull this tooth. Pull the gums up. We're giving him some dental work. Alright. Have a safe trip. Well, safe drive. Safe kiddening. Say hi to your kid. I'm a normal human being. I keep saying that to myself. Eventually it will be true, right? That's the rules. Man, if only that was... If only that worked. I do believe in money. I do! I do! Wish my finances into existence. I might need a little bit of a membrane blender in here. The only problem with doing this tooth like this is that I will lose this other one over here. But I do like that more, I think. Alright, we will duplicate this and blend it, merge it down, so I can blend better. That's why I merge it more, because if I'm only blending when I'm putting down, I don't get as much accurate color pulling, I guess I would call it. Okay. I probably want some bit of a hard edge in here so people can get the rough idea of what the hell it is. Who's calling at me? I had to save one of those little buggers from the pond the other day. One of them, like, there was a juvenile. There's actually 2 juveniles this year. Usually, it's very rare to have 2. Almost always just 1. But, I let Rye out in the yard, and there was, like, they're usually down by the pond. The crows like to play in the pond, and they also like to wet their food so that they can swallow it easier. So we keep a pond running pretty much just for the birds and the dog. They used to be where the goldfish were until the heron ate all of them. But anyways, so the juvenile, like, freaked out when Raya got out in the yard and just, like, dive-bombed into the pond. And then he was a little idiot and couldn't figure out how to get out. He kept trying to go for, like, the sheer edge. And I had to, like, go tie Raya up so she didn't mess with him. And I tried to wait to see if he could get out by himself. And he just kept trying to go for the wrong spot and was getting himself all exhausted. Like, I wasn't standing close, like, I didn't want to freak him out, but, like, I kept, you know, I would check in on him, and he was just, same spot. So I had to scoop him out. Damn. Scooped him out, he was all soggy, surprisingly chill with me. Like, didn't try to peck me or anything, just was just like, I guess this is happening now. And then I set him at first on top of our shed, thinking that he would sit there in the sunlight and dry off, but then he was a dumbass and tried flying immediately, bonked off the fence, and then, like, hit himself in the corner of the fence thinking that that would, you know, he was stealthy. No one could see him. The dogs wouldn't see him. Like, he did the very childish, I hid my head so you can't see the rest of my body hanging out. So yeah, then I had to pick him up again and put him on the fence post. And after that, he eventually figured things out. I was a little worried that he would never go towards the pond again, but nope, he's still in the yard, horsing around. Oh, I know how I'm gonna do this now. Alright. Solution has been decided upon. Gotta blend them into each other a little bit first. So they look like they're the same form-ish. Not entirely, but for the most part. So obviously right now that's way too focused or bright. So I do have to knock that back. But I want to get the details in there first. Knocking back is easy. Alright, and pull this in just a little bit so I can get more fine lines. Back to Conte. It's like every once in a while I try sampling the grays, but then I'm like, no, you should be only using black and white, and then you blend to the gray. Kind of trying to force myself, because it does look better when I do that. But I want a shortcut. I'm gonna yell at myself to not. Alright, I might actually just make this kind of a canine. I mean, it's a gnarly tooth. I can make it more gnarly. is I have too much contrast in between these. Is what I'm humping about right now. Humping. The problem I'm having is the same reason why tattoos of people smiling are so often nightmarish. I'm trying... My brain wants to outline it because I'm like, need hard edge. But no, I don't need to. You can see shit better, or it looks more natural if you don't have that hard edge the whole line. But yeah, it's why, like, you'll see tattoo artists and they outline every single tooth, and that's how you get the horrifying smile tattoos. That's the right one. There are tattoo artists that can do teeth properly. It's just, there are a lot of tattoo artists that can't fucking draw. This is something I know from, you know, I have multiple friends that are tattoo artists, and I have heard so much about shitty people in the industry. But they're the ones that, like, just go through artists' Instagrams and take their stuff and they're like, I'll just use that as a tattoo. Like, they can't actually draw anything of their own. So they just take, like, a photo or an image off of Google or Instagram that they've stolen, and they just print it out and stick it on you. So yeah, because I mean, you have, like, when you get a tattoo, you get a transfer sheet, right? That they have the outline. So it's like, Natalie, when she did my tattoos, her outlines are, like, very... Well, I think for the Kelpie, she had, like, the whole thing already drawn out. But for the Mothman, it was very, like, empty silhouette line art. And then she just knew how to fill it in. But yeah, no, there are tattoo artists that can't draw at all. So they just take the straight image and stick the whole thing on. And then since they don't actually have the, like, prerequisite skills to know how to correctly draw something, they don't know better than to not outline every single tooth in a smile. Yeah. And your Voidfish turned out awesome. So you had a good tattoo artist. It's why I'm like, don't just get any random tattoo. Look up your tattoo artist. Make sure they're posting, like, both their drawings and them, you know, and their finished products. And ideally, healed pieces that are several years old. But yeah, no, there are tattoo artists that, like, they're teaching other tattoo artists and they can't draw. It's just because tattoo artists are still... It's getting better, but there is still a lot of, like, old school mentality. You know, same thing as comic book artists and concept artists. It's very much like, it's been a bro club for such a long time that there's just people that aren't great that just kind of kept going because they just knew the right people. Yeah, there is like I have decided, not to do color tattoos just like personally. I mean, my Mothman has red eyes. But like I'm largely sticking with black and white just from kind of like the historical part of it. Uh but there is one artist whose work I really, really like that does crazy good watercolor art. Or not actually watercolor, just color. They are crazy good at color. Teresa Sharp. Here, I'll post it. Be warned, there are boobies. She does a lot of full body tattoos. That was hilarious. I think I didn't realize Twitch did that. I said I said boobies and it flipped it. Well, let that one through. I don't understand. But yes, Teresa Sharp is crazy good stuff. I'm like, if I ever get a color tattoo, I might try to get... You heard oh, okay. Well, when I said it the first time, I heard nothing for a while. But I think she's... Oh, she's in Richmond, Virginia. Okay, I thought she was in France for some reason. Oh, sorry. Ernesto must be home. The doggies are barking. There is a really, really good French tattoo artist that does watercolors. I need to find their name, but I know I looked when I was in Paris for a little bit right before the pandemic. I was looking to see if they were doing any like flash bookings, and they had no openings. Oh my god, the dogs. They sound like the world is ending. Despite the sounds, our dogs are so very spoiled. Spell. Oh yeah, it's some pretty work. Oh, I like the dollar horse. Axolotls. For some reason, okay, I know why, but Mexico City is all about axolotls right now, which makes sense. They're from there. But, like, there's, like, the smiling axolotl is on every building now. It was really weird because it's like axolotls have always been there, and I've been to Mexico City several times. This is the first time just like they're everywhere now, which I mean is probably a good thing. It raises the awareness, and hopefully they're like worried more about water quality and everything that is affecting them. Okay, so what do we got for ratings here? Oh, nice. Yeah, no, that's good. Because, yeah, that's kind of one of the things, I guess a telling thing about tattoo artists that can't draw. They very rarely can do lineless. Alright, I gotta pull up the reference you found me for lace wings again. Right. So yeah, I guess if you see a tattoo artist and you're wondering if they can do something, see if they got lineless. Oh, that's way too good. This song does not seem like it fits this playlist. I almost got Ernesto to get a tattoo and I got mine. He wants one, he just doesn't know what the heck he wants. And he's like, I gotta figure out what I want, and me and Natalie were like, you just get one and then everything else is gravy from there. But he actually did pick one of Natalie's that he liked from her Flash portfolio, or he was trying to pick between two. There just wasn't enough time, so next year when I get my Beast of Bray Road, see if we can squeeze him in there too. Yeah, that's just it. You get one and it's like popping the cork, and it's just the worry, the fear is off, and then you're far more enthusiastic. Gotta eat before raid time. Alright. Well, thanks for hanging out. It's great seeing and chatting with you again. I gotta message you. I know I'm behind. I gotta message you back. But yes, I'll probably be calling it in like 10 minutes myself. But thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. I'm making this wing way too damn big. I think I'm pretty much gonna get this. I don't know if I want. That's too. I need this to follow the right bend. Yes, thank you. It was great hanging out with you again. It's been too long. Alright, look at these lace wings again. I gotta get an up in here. We need uppies. Alright. I'm gonna test something else out here. Like, I wanted it to follow the curve, but that might actually just be too much. I don't necessarily need that. I have this. There's already plenty of curvy movement in here. Ooh, confit. That sounds delicious. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Have a good night, X-Tones. Oh man, you guys are making my stomach growl now. I forgot I had garden snack I was gonna bring down here to munch on so I could stream for longer. And I made like bowl of like peas and sugar snap peas and strawberries I picked from the garden. And then I totally forgot to bring it downstairs. It's up in the kitchen. This song is in a Final Fantasy themed soundtrack playlist. I don't remember Final Fantasy going to Ratatouille Land, but I could. Instead of making it, I could make it not flat. That might actually be cool. Kind of pull some depth in here. So, Helene, where are you standing on? I'm playing Blueprints with me. It'd be like we'd just be streaming and we don't have to look at each other sing, we don't have to spoil it. We would just be commiserating together, and then occasionally, if you wanted to, you know, phone a friend. But yes, you don't. I don't want to pressure you into it if that's not how you want to enjoy the game at all. I was just saying it could be fun. Stop growling, stomach. Testing this wing formation out. I don't know about this. It's not bad, but it doesn't quite work like I was hoping. So we're gonna do something a little different here. It's just, it's too juxtaposed, or I don't know if that's the term I want to use, but You appreciate the insistence. Ah, okay. Yeah, I kind of thought you might be. I was just like, I thought that game would be fun to play with stream. But yeah. When it's just me by myself, it's kind of lonely. So yeah, I also have no idea. I'm like, how many days is it gonna take me to get that game done? There are people that are like on day like 76 in there, and I'm on day 2. I made it pretty far for frickin' day 2. But I'm a little curious as to what else will unlock. Like, I got to like level 7, day 1, and then like level... I got all the way to the end, technically. But not the final room, day 2. Alright. I may end up calling this just because wings are frustrating and I don't know why I keep doing them to me. Why do I do this to myself? Did I have... That's on that one too. Okay. I'm gonna do one last thing. This soundtrack or playlist or whatever has just thrown the Final Fantasy part out the window. Maybe. I guess Final Fantasy X too got weird. That's not terrible that way. It's just getting this wing on the other side to cooperate. Also, this is not at the right angle. See, now that's following this line. It's going too much along that line. It's too tangential. We don't want tangents. Dirty, dirty tangents. Okay. I think that's better. Alright, so I think I'm gonna call this here, because it's been 3 hours. It's a good long run. And I need to go eat something. I'll play the time lapse so you can see how it went from Deco to I. Hole! Oh man, I do love how there's a time lapse option. But anyways, so trying to think of what's the plan. Friday's game time again. If I can get stuff primered, I don't know, it kind of depends on the weather tomorrow. If it's like it is today, I might be doing stuff outside, airbrushing. If not, I might try streaming art again. So, just... there will be a random email. Someday I will have a schedule that I actually keep to. Ooh, man, you guys are all making me hungry. Got confit and bao and Alright, and Hylian needs to go get grocery shopping so he can make more bread porn. I'm gonna go eat something now because you guys are monsters making me hungry. I love you, you're all monsters. Yeah, now you can see how long I spent noodling on this eye for no damn reason. I'm gonna skip ahead a little. Can I skip ahead? I can't skip ahead. Oh god. Oh, and this is when I turned it into the eye. Hole. Thanks for the terrifying Brook laugh. Alright. But yes. I'm gonna go eat something. You all should go eat something. Unless you're not at the same time zone as me, then go do whatever you want to do. Have fun. I'll be back streaming at least games on Friday, depending on whether there might be art streaming tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see. I'll let the time lapse play out and then cut it. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. You too.